Hey guys, Kyle with you, back from Anglers. Today we're talking about more customer appreciation sales that's going on October 15th and 16th. So today we're talking jointed glide baits. Since our tackle is 20% off, these often are your most expensive hard baits. Very, very difficult to kind of get into, but with the 20% off, going to be more accessible for you guys. I recommend we pick up some new techniques, and this is one that definitely will be productive in the fall. So when we talk about jointed baits, we're looking at 2 and 3 joint baits. All these ones I've selected for you today are going to be single joint baits. We're going to fish these mostly in open water. These work great in freshwater and brackish water. They're going to work for rockfish and for freshwater bass. So starting off, we're going to talk about kind of the mainstay of the jointed bait community. This is going to be the River to Sea Waiver 168. This is probably the easiest open water glide bait we carry. Just a simple cast and retrieve, and this bait is going to have a really wide swing S-curve. It's going to swim really naturally in open water. You can obviously cast this towards cover as well, but for rockfish, you can swim this through chop, and it's going to keep its action and perform flawlessly. Next, we're going to size down with a similar bait. We're going to talk about the Savage Gear 3D Glide Swimmer. I often use these in freshwater more than the brackish water, but I will say in the bay this performs just as well. I just wouldn't throw it on quite as choppy of a day. A little bit lighter bait. It's going to have a tighter swim to it. So when you're looking for fish that are already frenzied up, where you're not really trying to draw in a bait, this is going to be a perfect bait to flip in and just bring it back through the frenzy. It's going to keep them fired up, and you're going to catch tons on that. Again, that size down approach sometimes works well when you're just already on the fish and you're just trying to fire them back up and get them biting again. Something like this is great to throw in, then you can switch back to whatever you were catching them on before. Next, we're going to talk about our newest glide bait that we carry. This is the Shimano Arma joint bait. It's a 190 size, and it's a suspending bait. So this is going to work great in open water. You can work this a little bit faster, but the beauty of this bait is the joint is really heavily cut on the front and back side of the joint, giving you more than that 90-degree bend in the bait itself. So the S-curve on this bait is going to be phenomenal. It's also got the flash boost inside of it. So as you fish this is going to continue to put off bait fish look to it, flash, and it's going to make some noise as well. So this is going to do a really, really good job in the bay. Maybe a little bit too big to fish in most of our freshwater fisheries locally, but definitely something for you rockfish guys. Now we're going to talk about a little bit of a different style of a glide bait. These are going to be more of our bluegill, shad impersonators, right? So these baits here are going to be a little bit more freshwater specific, but I will say the Battalion works well everywhere. So we're going to start out with the Battalion. That's our MegaBass jointed swim bait that we carry. I've actually used this in Texas. I've used it in the Carolinas. I've used it here. This performs everywhere. You can catch fish on a bluegill impersonator glide bait in cover, in open water, in all seasons. So if you're going out and you're going to freshwater fish a glide bait, this is definitely the one I would recommend starting with. Definitely an entry-level bait, and it doesn't require too much rod action to impart the action on the bait. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the Savage Gear. We've got a 3D Shine Glide. Again, a little bit of a size down appearance, just like the other Savage Gear bait we had. This one is going to be more of a cover bait, right? So to kind of finish it off, this is one that I would recommend. Again, you can throw it into a frenzy. You can use it in open water, but this is going to perform really, really well in shallow cover. It's a floating glide bait. It's not going to suspend, but you can work this extra slow. So if you're working through cover, around cover, laydowns, stumps, pilings, this is going to perform phenomenally. Again, any of these baits are 20% off right now, and for these more expensive baits, this is definitely time to get them, guys. So come on in and see us at the Customer Appreciation event.